Next, we will be continuing with the medium fidelity prototype. Medium fidelity prototype usually involve the use of computers to simulate and animate some, but not all features of the system. Okay, in medium fidelity prototype, there are features that are working and there are features that is not working. It provides sophisticated design, meaning that it does have a look and feel like a real product, but because not all features are working, there is only limited scenario or limited tasks that the users can try out in that prototype. Besides, medium fidelity prototype also can identify more subtle design issues, like more subtle design issues that it's not possible to identify in paper-based sketches, such as navigational issues, working links, or buttons. It's not possible, right, in your sketches. So it's more useful if you want to identify those design issues, you make a medium fidelity prototype. However, there are some precautions that have to be considered when you develop a medium fidelity prototype. Okay, since the medium fidelity prototype almost look like a real product, users might be reluctant to criticize and challenge the design because they thought that it's already good enough. So that's why in your assignment, they asked you to sketch, because if you directly give them a medium fidelity prototype, that they will feel like it's look like a real system already, and users will think it's already working and they won't give much feedback on that. Okay, you can design a medium fidelity prototype using software, or sometimes we call interface builders. This software provides tools for designers to lay out a common widget, and this interface builders consists of two modes. The first one is construct mode. This construct mode is the mode when you actually construct your prototype by simply add and drop the features here, okay, and into your website mobile app design. And they also have test mode, when you can actually test and simulate in just-in-mind software. For example, they have this simulate button to enable you to see how your prototype works in a smartphone if you are developing mobile app prototype in this software. A part of using interface builders, you can use slideshows. Okay, you can actually use PowerPoint slideshows to design your prototype. You can simulate and animate your prototype using PowerPoints and show a transition based on simple user input. Okay, so there is this one example that you can try, showing a prototype of a computer telephone. Okay, let's try. If I click help, what happens? It will show this screen, this interface. So I click return and it will show this interface. If the users click place call, email call to Greenberg. Okay, so this is the kind of simulations that you can make using PowerPoints for a prototype as well. Next is Wizard of Oz. Okay, this is, I believe, is a new one for you. So what is Wizard of Oz? Wizard of Oz is a medium fidelity prototype that is used to test a system that does not exist yet. Okay, so the voice editor by IBM in 1984 is an example of popular Wizard of Oz prototype. Okay, what happens is that, okay, you have to bear in mind that back in 1984, there is no such thing as voice input or voice command system yet. Any system that use voice command are not exist yet during that time. So what did they do is that they simulate a voice input by having one user in one side of a room and a developer at another side of the room, separated by a curtain. This end user will interact with the mockup of the system and give a voice command, and the developer, separated by this curtain, will listen to the user's command through this speaker and respond accordingly. Okay, so let's say, for example, the user say, "Dear Henry, open file." It's a voice command. So this user give a voice command to open a file. So the developer at the other side will respond by opening that file at this computer remotely from this computer. Okay, he or she will respond remotely to open the file. So that is the Wizard of Oz. You just basically being pretentious or pretending to the user, making them believe that this system of voice command is actually already working, whereas it's actually not working, that you do the interaction remotely, or you control the interaction to make it looks like it's a working system. Okay, this is some sort of description of what is Wizard of Oz. The human, in this case, is the developer. Okay, he simulates the system intelligence and interact with the user. Okay, not the system, because the system is not working yet, so he is pretending to be the system and will interact with the user. Okay, and the users have to look real, so that the interface or the mockup has to look real, so that the users will believe and interact the system as if it's already working and functional. Okay, and this Wizard of Oz method is good for adding simulated and complex functionality and testing futuristic ideas that not yet exist at that time. Okay, so that is the kind of Wizard of Oz is the kind of prototype that you can do for that testing futuristic ideas. So these are other examples of Wizard of Oz that had been implemented before. Okay,